Hey everybody, for today's video, we're going to be playing Ornn in the top lane. And we're going to be doing the brainless strat of how to play Ornn and start winning the majority of your games playing Ornn. So if you're new to the game and you want a couple of tips or tricks, this is the video for you. So now, when you're playing Ornn, you might play against matchups like York. These matchups are specifically designed to counter you. You might play against like Darius, might play against York, whatever. The nice thing about Ornn is that, you can play back if your opponent is not up and pressuring you. You can just sit back and press Q. The longer that the game goes on, Ornn has a higher and higher win rate statistically. So all you really need to do on this character is you need to survive, you need to get experience. Your Living Forge passive not only allows you to build items in lane, which is pretty cool, so you don't have to go back to base, but also it allows you to basically just stack up free stats from your items. And then, of course, you get the special Ornn mythic items, which, with the new item update, is actually pretty insane. So if you see what I'm doing here, I'm kind of just, I'm hitting up the minions. I'm pressing W if the York gets close, which, if my W hits the end of the Bellows Breath, I actually get a little bit bonus damage in my next auto attack against him. And let me show you a little combo you can do. So you see how your Q creates a little pillar at the end? You can charge with your E. So you can Q, which will slow them down. You can use your Bellows Breath on them while they're slowed down. And then you can charge into your pillar. And you notice how I did that all fluidly. I didn't like stop for any kind of animation or anything. If you go Q, W into your E, exactly like that, you'll basically hit your stun, knock up, or whatever every single time. So, against York, I'm going to be maxing my W. I've seen a couple of Ornn mains also max their Q, or like maybe put a couple points in the Q if it's like an annoying range matchup. But for the most part, your W is your highest damage ability, and your Q is mostly for those matchups that stay out of your W range. And for helping the CS. So, just gonna sit right here. Now, I'm gonna make a little Ruby Crystal. So, for my build, I'm gonna be going Sunfire Cape into Jack Show, the protein, into, honestly, probably like an Abyssal Mask or something. Abyssal Mask will increase my magic damage done to target, as well as give me a little bit of magic resist for their Akali and Zyra. So that's the basic build. Got a little bit more until my bombies. So you see how I'm like, when I'm doing these trades, I'm not even leaving myself open for being walled off by the York. And the biggest thing that I'm focusing on, I'm just focusing on CSing. I'm taking a trade every now and then, just, get the York on his feet. And if my jungler ever decided to come top, York's in a pretty good position where if I do my combo, I can do pretty big damage, knock him up, and my jungler can come clean up the job. So Ornn's primary role in the game is pretty much team fights and buffing up your allies. So the way you buff up your allies is after level 13, you get to craft an item for them, which is basically an upgrade of their current mythic item, which gives it a huge buff, a huge bonus to the stats that the item gives. And usually it's the most important stat. So lethality item would gain some probably attack damage and lethality. You can take a look at the whole list of Ornn items.
I will make an axe that is also a sword.
But yeah, basically, essentially, everyone loves having an Ornn on their team. No one will ever complain about you picking Ornn because everyone gets to kind of live their fantasy of having like their best build when you play Ornn for them. So even if you're like just learning top for the first time and you want a fun champion to play with your friends, where your friends aren't going to be too mad at you for maybe getting a little bit behind your first couple of games of the champion. Here you go. Alright, so you notice how, like, the York went back to base and I'm shoving the wave in? When this wave shoves in, it's important to know that when this wave shoves in, you see how the enemy minion wave is kind of like held up by my minion wave at turret? This will cause the wave to shove back to me, even if York didn't even touch it, just because the minions, enemy minions, have less distance to travel to reinforce their minions. So that simple like wave management and knowing that when you shove the wave all the way into turret, they'll bounce back to you, essentially, is a good way to keep the wave controlled. And basically, like, this position I have right now is a position I want to be keeping all the time. And you see how I'm just going in, I'm getting my, ooh, got a little Heckman gank here going. That's fine. And even though he flashed my ultimate, I was still able to get a pretty easy kill. So, let me just go ahead and shove in. And when you're shoving in a wave, you see how I just used my Q, then my W, and it basically cleared the whole wave. It's as easy as that. I think he has TP, so I'm just going to take it back here. Yep, he's going to TP back. I'm going to go back to base and buy. Really important that you understand that that right there is a back timing, and that you should go back to base and you shouldn't stay. A big mistake I see with a lot of newer players is they'll overstay, they'll hold on to too much gold without knowing how to take their back without losing too much experience. Essentially, like, when you kill your opponent, or your opponent dies in lane to, you know, your jungler ganking him or whatever, typically, you're going to shove in the wave, and if you have time, you can hit the enemy turret if you're not too low and you won't die to a gank yourself. Into, yeah, actually, so, gotta be careful. So, the way I did my trade there is I did my W after the E, so I could have been walled. But he ended up missing it, so. Got a little bit lucky there. If you get walled by York, could spell bad news because then you can take his whole combo. But yeah, Ornn's got insane scaling. Here are the runes I took on Ornn, by the way. You can see them in the bottom left. I've got Grasp, I've got Demolish. And go ahead and get a little all-in against him. Nice. End up getting the all-in on York. I knew his ult, or his flash was on cooldown, so I was able to just go in. And you notice how when your pillar comes up, it can sometimes proc your W by itself without you auto-attacking. So your ult and your pillar can help apply those bellows of breath, like, in charges. And you see here, like, I'm backing. I see the orc just respawned. He doesn't have TP, so I was able to push in for 2 plates. I'm backing. Again, very important you understand the back timings. I'm gonna sell my biscuits, I think, and I'm gonna buy a ruby crystal. My boots are coming in at 10 minutes and 30 seconds, so by the time I get back to lane, I should have my magical footwear, which is my free boots. So here are my runes: Grasp, Demolish, Second Wind, Overgrowth, Magical Footwear, Biscuit Delivery. And I went attack speed, and since the York does physical damage, I took double armor. If you're new to the game, you don't know all the champions, and you end up going against a champion top lane that you don't know, like, what kind of damage type they do or whatever, I strongly suggest you learn how to use the League Wikipedia page. So you can kind of just look up to see what these champions are doing. See what kind of damage type they're doing, all that.
An ally has been slain.
Let's see. I'd be a little bit worried about Volver, maybe. I've been pushing for the majority of this lane phase. Oh, he actually hit his ability on me. I could have been be pretty bad. Nice. Well, hey, I actually got the solo kill. The Hecarim didn't even get a help. So you see the basic combo for Ornn, just QWE, like I've been doing this whole lane phase. And you notice I'll be maxing E next over Q, just because it'll help me shove in the wave a little bit faster. So I'm gonna get this Rift Herald. Got the second Demolish proc there. And we're in a pretty good spot. So I'm gonna take it back here. Getting a little bit low on mana. Rift is gonna get another charge. Easy peasy. Dork's back in lane. And I'm gonna grab Tabbies and I'm gonna be building into the protein. I'm actually gonna wait 20 gold. So, for the most part, you don't want to wait in base hardly ever. You always want to be just getting back out to lane. It's okay in a situation like this, where your presence isn't needed on the map ASAP, to wait 20 gold. Now, if you're sitting in base waiting for like 50 gold, that might be an issue. You might want to rethink what item you're wanting to purchase. Or maybe you should have stayed out for maybe another wave or so. That way you can get your item. But yeah, in general, like, base is lava. The less time you spend in base, the more gold and the more experience you're going to be able to earn and do more for yourself. So if you're one of those people that are spending, I don't know, 15, 30 seconds in base often to buy items you're not sure what to buy, make a custom item set and just put the items in order of how you want to build right here. And if you don't have that item, you just go next. And like, biggest thing is that you are being efficient with your item purchases. You don't want to be behind in experience. So now that I've kind of pushed out my lane, Yorick's covering this. I'm gonna go and rotate. Because I don't want to play against Yorick that far up. I feel like he could run me down the lane. So I can use my ultimate so you can see kind of how the animation is. So you press R once, and then you can press R a second time to charge into the ultimate and slam somebody. So you see how the horse or whatever it is, the ram I should say, it's coming in. When the ram is like almost in there, then you go ahead and do it. Your second part of your R. So you do R. Usually want to put like right on top of them, and then you put your second arm right on top of them. Let's see. Yorick might be missing. Watch out for the Yorick. He's here. So even though I didn't get the end of the Bell's Breath, as you see, I can still do the combo. And like the timing between your pillar coming up, you know, I think I might just fight this guy. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna fight this guy. So Yorick counters Ornn, right? Which is why that fight was even close. But you know what? I'm so far ahead at this point, I can kind of do whatever. Dang, I've almost got my protein. I need that. Uh-oh. My team might need my assistance. I'm gonna go in TP. Wow. Okay, a little bit of flash. I'm gonna kill both of the burn, baby. The burn! Alright, let's go back. And my Sunfire Arcade doing massive damage there. Okay, so we're going almost at our Jack Show. In fact, we can build our Jack Show right now. Alright, let's do it. We're Ornn. We get to build items wherever we want. Need someone to cover here. So, you see how I placed my ward here in the middle of the wall? So a little mechanic in this game, if you don't know about it, is if you place your ward 50% of the way through a wall or more, the ward will bounce over towards the end of the wall. So even though I don't have the range to place the ward that far, it'll kind of like bounce over. Which can lead to some nifty wards where you can actually ward through this wall down here, and you can look for the spot. It will tell you, the game will tell you exactly where the ward will land at the end of it. If you manually click on your stealth ward and you don't just manually do it. Then I got Collie. Let's build. So we got a couple different items. I strongly recommend building an Abyssal Mask.
Look at all these lazy trees.
This item is insane. So Abyssal Mask will give you the magic resist that you need, and you'll be gaining more magic resist for every champion that you hit
An enemy has been slain.
with the curse, which you just curse nearby champions around you. So the more enemy champions around you, the more magic resist that you're going to be gaining. And you also reduce their magic resist, and since the majority of our damage is, you know, max health magic damage, that will actually increase your damage while building tanky. Let the Kaisa take it. We should probably head down towards Dragon. So for the most part, for the rest of this game, like, I'm going to be covering side lanes as they come in. Like, so I can get myself some farm. But also, I'm just going to be looking to fight. And you notice here, when I hit level 13, my Jack Show, the protein, turned into the Unspoken Parasite. And you see all these numbers in orange? These are all improved stats over Jack Show. I'm going to place my pillar here, so that if they try to come through there, then we can just knock them up. And, yeah, I am Ornn. I don't take damage. I took a whole rotation. I took Ignite from Macaulay. I think Macaulay even, like, Eden ulted me. And I just, I did not take the damage. I did not take any damage. Oh, man. This champion's great.
Your turret has been destroyed.
So when I reach level 14, so every level after level 13, I'll gain the ability to upgrade one of my teammates' items. All you have to do for that, you'll get the prompt, there'll be a little circle around them, and you just right-click them, easy peasy. But anyways, that's a brainless way to play Ornn. Hope you guys learned a thing or two about this video. If you like more videos like this, make sure to leave a comment down below with what champion you'd like to see next in this brainless series. Also, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. Really does help me out with the channel. Thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye for now.